Hey, good morning to Coffee with Shanda. I am going to talk to you about having more fun, but yet also making more money. I definitely have really had to stretch myself to be the type of coach that speaks about money as much as I do because of the fact that there's a lot of people who have a challenge with they like to make more money, but the fact is that at the end of the day, money tends to be this conversation that a lot of us don't like to address or talk about. And the other day, somebody just said to me, I really appreciate the fact that you go into really talking about making more income because so many people shy away from it. And I had to share that, the truth is that I used to hate talking about money because I felt like every time I talked about money, I was like I'm not all about money. But the truth is that the people who follow me want to make more money. And so I want to talk to you about making more money today, but I also want to talk to you about having more fun. So I'm going to talk in two different parts today, and then I'm going to challenge you to take some value from what I'm talking about today and go implement it into your life, like this week, like today. I'm gonna ask you to create a 14-day plan that enhances both of these areas inside your life. So about a week ago, I did something called a sales tempo with our clients in Marketing Mastery. And what we did was and if you're on here and you did the sales tempo with us, then please post like your results on what happened for you when you were on the sales tempo. But what happened was we basically we opened up a Zoom link and we went from 10 a.m. to 1 o'clock where everybody was on the Zoom link. And what we did was every hour we reconnected. So in the chat on the Zoom link, you could do this with anyone. You could do this with your friends. You could do this with your significant other. Maybe they're in a different part of the house or two different coffee shops, whatever that looks like. You could really have more fun while you're making more money. And what I found is that a lot of times we get distracted in the day and we think we've worked a lot, but we actually often haven't worked as much as we think. And so we don't have the results that we want. So what we did was we opened up a Zoom link, and we do this internally inside of our company, but we had never done it with all of our clients. And now we're going to start doing it on a regular basis because it was so impactful for everyone. So we opened up a Zoom link, and Jean and I started the call, and we got everybody fired up and we're ready to go. And in the chat, what we did was we all declared what we were going to create in the next hour. And we committed that we would come back in an hour. So we just we didn't shut down the Zoom, we left it open, but we all muted the Zoom and we all worked. It was so funny because you'd see all these little video heads of people like working and on the phone and like smiling, and it was really fun. But what was incredible was the results. People said they got more results from 10 to 1 that day than they had gotten in months. Because at the end of the day, just the accountability of all of us working together, like just looking on the Zoom and seeing little video faces all over the place of people working with you, it didn't feel as lonely. It also held you accountable, so you didn't feel like you really had the space to go get distracted because this is what you were quote unquote doing for this section of time. So I would love it if any of our clients were on the sales Zoom to actually just post some of the things that you experienced on that sales tempo. So let me see. I'm just seeing. I don't know if anybody's on that actually did that sales tempo. I connected with some during the sales tempo that resulted in getting booked to train 150 people to create breakthrough in their business. So Alicia was on some of the sales tempo, and during that sales tempo, she got booked to speak to 150 people and create breakthroughs for their business. So it's kind of cool when you just stop and you start to track your hours of what you do. It's just really, a lot of times we burn through so much of the day and we don't realize that we're doing it. And I'm included in this. So these are things that I do when I'm finding that I'm in a bit of a slump or finding that we need some sort of a lift off. I create these intense, when I say intense, like short periods of time, focus points that whatever it is I'm trying to create, I use that focus accountability, that either sales tempo or hourly challenge or whatever that looks like, to be able to really give myself some lift off. So how could you use this? Well, think about something that you want to create in your business or in your career, and what would it look like if you had 1, 2, 5, 10 people that you could actually enroll to like do some sort of a sales blitz with you, or anything, a productivity blitz, or a workout, week, or anything like that. You could innovate this any way. You could be like, when we used to do endurance sports inside of hardcore, which I'm going to bring back, which is amazing. I'm going to bring it back as much for me as for our clients. We would do things like where we go out for 2-hour walks or runs, where people would all be on the same conference line, and we would like talk throughout the way. And it just makes you not feel as lonely. At the end of the day, we are so much more capable. Like today, we have today. And I don't know what you plan for today, but if you plan nothing, then I think you need to readjust and rethink about what the heck you're doing. At least plan, I'm off and I have an extraordinary day. And this moves me into the conversation around fun. So a good friend of mine, Allison Maslin, came to my house yesterday with Mike, and we had dinner. And like Allie is like a serial entrepreneur. She works and works and works and works and works. And I used to like always say to her, God, I would love to spend more time with you, but you just work all the time, like nonstop. And she's good at what she does. She's very good at what she does. But she like, some of you guys are out there. You love what you do so much that you can't stop. Right? But then you become one-dimensional. You become like all business, all like work, professional, all of that. And what happens is this other part of your life goes lopsided. So it was really cool to have dinner with her last night, because there were some things that happened in her life that woke her up, and she started taking the same flex time as me, which is the last week of every month, which I told her about forever. And she used to be like, and this is a good lesson for everyone. She used to be like, oh my God, that's amazing that you do that. I would love to do that. But there's this like thing inside you that feels like either you can't, or there's too much work, and that's all made up. It's all made up, And so now she takes the last week of every month off, and she was inspiring me. So she's like, yeah, we go to Santa Barbara for a couple days. We pop over to Laguna. Why don't you guys come to Laguna with us? Now we have the same schedule. They're going to Mexico next month, to Estapa. And they're doing like all these little things that, by the way, don't have to cost a lot of money. Their whole setup in Estapa is like super inexpensive and really inspired me to get my butt over there. But it's all 5-star, but super inexpensive. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I could be doing more with my flex time. And so I share this with you because not only am I learning from these things behind closed doors, but I want to be as valuable as I can for you as well. Coffee with Shanda, it was really developed for me to give you what I could to help you create the best life and the best business possible. And so I come in at it from lots of different angles, but instead of me just winning from this, or our community just winning from this, how about you take these simple steps and go do them? So here's my challenge for you. Look at today, and if you don't have today planned out correctly, and if it's correctly because you're not going to feel drained at the end of the day, you're actually going to feel like you accomplished something magical, you accomplished something awesome. So you might want to look at your to-do list, and you might want to go, okay, like some of this doesn't need to be done by me, and some of it, maybe you don't even have the thing that means a lot to you on your books today. Something that you're going to do. Here's what I can tell you for sure. I don't like not being the best at anything I do. So I don't like putting in half-assed work anywhere. This is why I think having a bad attitude or complaining is a really detrimental way of living your life, because there's no possible way. If you are complaining, judging, thinking anything negative about what you're doing, then you're not 100% in. And you're so distracted with those type of thoughts that you're robbing your soul from being excellent. So I don't care what you're working on. I don't even care if it's not your passion. Find extraordinary in it. Like find a way to be extraordinary. I definitely know there's been times in my life that lots of times in my life where there's something that I have to do, and I'm like I have to look at copy today. I don't want to look at copy today. I have so much copy to look at right now that I'm just like, it feels like taxes over there. It's like the thing I don't want to do. And as long as I stay in that emotional state, I'm going to keep pushing copy away versus, all right, it's kind of like one of these. Okay, let's get into it. and you get into it. You get in the zone, just like our live event, the zone event. You get in the zone. And when you get in the zone, you just knock it out. But when you knock it out, be connected with, like, when you're done it, how good are you going to feel? Because you want to bring in the feeling with the accomplishment so that you have fulfillment. So fulfillment is self-generated. It's self-generated. And a lot of people don't know that. They chase something that they think is going to fulfill them, but fulfillment is self-generated. It's not something you go out there and do. You might be able to trick yourself around that. You might feel passionate about something for a little while, but I promise you the passion is going to come and go. And so the question is how do you want to live your life? Do you want to self-generate fulfillment? Then every, event you go to, every, thing you work on inside of your life and your business, your marriage, your fitness, whatever, you can self-generate fulfillment by literally getting connected. It's intimacy. I used to always say that if you're busy, you're out of intimacy. Right? And people will be like, what do you mean I have an intimacy issue if I'm busy? And I'm like, well, because you're actually not connected with the thing that you're doing and generating the feeling of fulfillment that comes with whatever activity you're doing today. So I just inspire you today to just say, maybe even just write self-generate fulfillment on a piece of paper, or like a kid, write it on your hand, or take a picture of it and put it on your iPhone home screen, and start self-generating fulfillment, which means you have to get intimate with what is it that you're working on and how does it make you feel. So I drink celery juice every morning, and this will tie in and you'll see what I mean. Do you know how hard it was for me to start drinking greens juice all the time and wheatgrass? Like, I hate the taste of wheatgrass. I actually like the taste of the celery juice, but I drink the celery juice on an empty stomach every morning. My husband does as well. And it's really awesome because we have a dog and he's allergic to dogs. Well, technically. And he's been all around our dog. And he was training our dog yesterday, and he didn't have like wheezing issues. He wasn't, he hasn't used an inhaler for I don't even know how many months. But it was hard, right? But as long as the complaint of like, oh my God, I got to take these supplements, or oh my God, I have to juice this stuff every day, it's so hard. Whenever you can even see my face. My face is ugly when I talk like that. It's ugly. And so if you want to move it to like really having fulfillment and beauty in your life, then you've got to start shifting your mind to go, okay, let's get into this and let's master it. Eventually it's going to become easy. Now our whole system of eating and drinking and, all of that type of stuff, I don't even know how many days. I think I have 2 weeks left of no alcohol, no wine, and no caffeine. And people are like, hasn't it been hard? And I'm like, no, it really hasn't. But it hasn't been hard. There's been times in my life it was hard, but that's because I was complaining about the action in what I was doing. I wasn't self-generating fulfillment. So when I figured this out, I started to, I think it's more than positive mindset. I started to realize that, I'm smart. It's smart to do that. And I value intelligence. That's just something. So you have to look at inside of you. What do you value? And literally start looking for that fulfillment that you can generate, which means you have to work with your belief system, but it happens in seconds, right? I feel really fulfilled that I'm drinking the celery juice. I know that sounds crazy, but I feel really fulfilled that I'm doing this. It's funny because when I started this whole health regime, I was like, okay, it's 3 months, it's 90 days, it's 4 months. Now for me, I want it to just be forever. And that's a really cool place to be, but I worked myself there. So I share this stuff with you because it's like, I know that you're working on something that's important, and I know that you're gonna have to first generate your own fulfillment until your mind just start to see the value in whatever change you're trying to make in your life right now. And there's a curve for that, but the curve can be quite quick. When I say quite quick, it was like probably a year and a half ago that I started a really intense food regime. But the last 7 months, it's been like lots of fermented food. It's been, quite a few supplements, things like that. It's been what a lot of people would think would be intense. And now it's in my comfort zone. And now I feel completely fulfilled. So again, Like, what I want you to look at is, what are you working on? You can create some sort of, like how we did a sales tempo from 10 to 1 with our clients. You can do stuff like this with your clients too. Things that you want to create, you can go out there and create a system where you're going to win and they're going to win at the same time, that everybody's more productive, or everybody sells more, or everybody gets in better shape. You could do these things completely for free for your communities, where you up level and they up level. And honestly, at the end of the day, I kind of don't like the word guru or anything like that. It's like, we're all one. We are all, like, the clients that I teach, they are older than me, younger than me, the same age as me. They put on their pants the same way. They have feelings like me. We're the same people. We're just holding different roles. And what I know about myself, and I know about you, is we get stronger when we help other people win at the same time as we're winning. So just putting your head down and working in isolation is really a failing approach to success. You might get some success, but trust me, you're gonna sacrifice something major for doing that. So whatever you're doing, I invite you to find some level of, like we did with the sales tempo, find some level of connectivity with the people around you, your clients, things like that, and win together. There's nothing in the book of entrepreneurship or professionalism, or if you're in corporate or whatever it is, there's nothing written that says you're smarter if you do it alone. Nothing. Nothing. And there's nothing that says that we're not allowed to have fun while we're learning, growing, and expanding. There's nothing that says that. And so it's up to you to self-generate those moments of connection so that you're not doing it alone. So I want you to put something on the calendar, and I want you to enroll. I want you to enroll people to actually do this with you, which means that you have to find the benefit for everyone and a very simple target that you're all going to hit together so that you can create that result. But I don't want you to leave it there, even though that is fun. I want you to look in the next 2 weeks of your life. And today, I would like you to schedule out first the tempo in whatever area that you want, and then the fun factor. So this might sound really simple, but I know that some of you guys are going to do this, and you're going to feel really thankful that you've got something fun after some sort of a tempo, even though the tempo will be fun. So, like, it doesn't have to be expensive. I have been craving going to the beach and doing a picnic, not the beach, but like the grass by the beach, and doing a picnic with my friends and family. And I just haven't gotten around to sending out a text message to my friends to say, hey, on Friday or Saturday, I'm going to be skiing in Utah, but next week, do you want to come and do a picnic? And then let whoever shows up, and doing a picnic with our kids, and, playing a little, spike ball, and just ending our day like that. We're going to end our day and we're going to eat anyway. Why not do it together? That doesn't cost anything other than the food to go down to the picnic, right? So what could you do that you could add some fun in? Maybe it is a big trip for you in the next 2 weeks, or maybe it's a small trip, like a little getaway, like Laguna Beach for me is, 45 minutes away, or maybe it's a picnic thing, or maybe it's going to a comedy show with your significant other, or just the girls, or just a dude day, whatever it is, a golfing day. But what are you neglecting that your soul will feel like, oh, I have a better quality of life if I'm doing a little bit more of this? So with your flex time. So that's it. That's all I wanted to share with you. Hopefully this was valuable and useful. We're doing it inside of our life and our company. It's proving to be really successful. And so here, take it and go do something amazing over the next week and 2 weeks with your life, your business, your career, whatever it is that you're working on. And then help other people along with you to rise to the top. All right. I'll talk to you soon. I'm off to Pilates. Bye.